4, 3, 2, 1. Hello everybody, welcome, happy Friday, hope you're doing well, hope you can both see and hear me. I'm looking around, I'm getting green lights, so I'm going to crack on, assuming you can see and hear me. Or maybe not. The audio stream's current bitrate is 0, which is lower than the recommended rate. I was worried because I switched everything off and switched it all back on again today, so it says it's good, so we'll go with that. How are we all this evening? Brian is in. You must be the Aussie. What? Oh, is that Cam saying hello? Lisa, good morning and good evening. The Fishy wash your mouth out. I'm from New Zealand, indeed. Welcome, Cam. Quick public service announcement. If you haven't been watching Cam and John's weekly stream, what is it, Coffee and Fish Fanatics Friday, something like that. Last night's was fantastic. I very much enjoyed that. I don't want to spoil it, but I will go as far as to say is, if you haven't checked it out, go and check it out. It's a couple of hours well worth watching. I very much enjoyed that. And it gave me a lot of things to think about. Yeah, but I might talk about that a bit more later because it gave me some things to think about. Aquarium Daily, Andrew, how are we doing? Nice to see you. Zenny's in. Nice to see you, Zenny, as is Tommy. Hello, hello. Wally's Freshwater Aquatics is here. Good evening and hope you're doing well. I am. As well as you can be when you're all trussed up. AV, good. Good, that's what we want to hear. Lee, all the way from a windy Bolton. Oh god, it was mental last night, wasn't it? Allwood. We like Allwood things. Good. Adrian Hodgkinson. Hello. Glad you enjoyed it. Easily a top 5. I did enjoy it. It was very good. Like I say, I might talk about a little bit about it later. Because I totally check in on that every time. It's a kind of funny time for me because I'm usually doing something else, but when I'm free I check in on it. So last night I checked in, and it was just so wonderfully random and sweary and just everything I like about the hobby. It was fantastic. So again, just go and check it out. Can you give me a 3-second break to check for hum? Video sounds good. I think hum is gone. Okay, we're now going to go into silence. So there is a hum in here, which is my air pump thing, but we're looking for an electric hum. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. That's all you get. Stevie P, seriously, it's my favourite stream of the week, and there's not even a quiz. Indeed, yes. It was very good. Lanks Fishkeeper, hello. Put it on my watch later list. Yeah, definitely watch it later. While I'm busy here, I'm busy pouring myself an ice cream cone. But they had, well, let's do all the normal bollocks. Hello, welcome everyone. If you're here, click that like button, blah blah blah. If you want to click something else, there's all kinds of things to click. Click a thing. If you're here, you can click a thing. I am a dirty YouTuber, so I am fully invested in self-promotion. Click my things. Send money my way by joining as a member or using the PayPal, not the PayPal button. I don't know, super chats, all that kind of stuff. But really all I'm interested in is a wee like. That's all you have to do. There's 29 of you here so far. Only 17 likes. It's free, doesn't cost anything. So that would be nice if we could get a few likes. Because it's, massages my massive ego. 3 idiots talk aquariums. Say hello there. Jumped over to say hello and give the stream a like for the gram. Indeed. What's the gram? Instagram? I'm not on Instagram. Am I? I am on Instagram. Well, cheers anyway. This isn't on Instagram. I think like once a year I post some pictures. Every now and again I'm going to go, yes, I must do social media. Brian says, are you trying to say Graham hums? It means something in Scotland. So apparently this setup here, there was an electrical hum, and I could hear it when I listened back, but bah. I think there was some kind of electrical thing, so I switched everything off, rebooted everything, and switched it all back on again. We'll see if that works or not. I couldn't really hear it the first time, so I can't hear it the second time. Probably only shows up for some playback devices. Audio issues are fun. No, I definitely could hear it when I listened for it, but I missed most of it. You think the Scots would learn? I think it's the Swedes. Lidl are doing me over. So this is like one of my favourite beers, the Luminous Nights from Lidl. But the last few that I've had have all come out like fizzy. I must have drank dozens of these without issue. And then all of a sudden they all come with a massive heat. Hums in Scotland equals stinks, it does. You're humming. That stinks, is another thing to say. Topic of the show. Topic? Oh, do you want topics now? Irreverent ramblings from a progressively drunkening Scotsman. There you go. Yeah, maybe we should do topics. Should we have some structure? What do we think? Vote now. I would have to do a poll to have votes, so just let me know. How are you doing, Graham? How's the recovery? The recovery is... Quick recap, I broke my hands a couple of weeks ago, essentially falling off a conservatory. This one, I think, is almost fixed. This one doesn't hurt too much. This one, louting, which is another Scottish word, it seems to be getting sorer. Do not like. So, recovery's slow. Let's say that. I wasn't sure if that was today's spot. The recovery. No, we'll move on. That's boring. Thank you, Mandy, for all my links. If you want to click a thing and you're struggling to find something to click, there you go. Something you can click. A topic. Structure. We'll have none of that here, thank you. Indeed. Benjamin Peters, hello. Scottish people like head when in the pub. Doesn't everyone? At all times. It's not even 9 o'clock some places. Graham. Naughty Graham. What is the date on the bottom of the can? Super fresh might be extra gassy. The date on the bottom of the can is unintelligible. June 25. Best before end, June 25. No topics. Head on the beer. Oh, I'm glad you clarified, Brian. How's the conservatory diving faring tonight? The conservatory actually is looking very good, but I'm not jumping off it anymore. That's the main thing. I was told in your Temu video to show up and ask. Ah, right, I get you. Yes. So, the topic of tonight might be I'm exclusively moving over to Temu related videos. Discuss. They bore me. I don't enjoy making them. They cost me money. But boy, do people like them. I'd like to pose a question to get to y'all that get value from AI and being on YouTube. How do you feel about the fact that they, and therefore Google, have carte blanche rights to all your content? I get the question and I get where you're coming from. There are ways and means where you don't let them have carte blanche rights over all your content, but even still, they always have some element of rights. So you can exclusively turn off things like, can we use your content to train our AI? There are settings you can find that say no, but they're buried so deep that you cannot find them. And also, I don't really care. I know that's controversial, and I know that might not be... It's like people that are like, I'll be like, Alexa, what's the weather like tomorrow? And like certain family members and stuff will be like, oh, he's got one of those alerts.
Sheffield. It looks like there will be clouds with a chance of showers.
She is always listening.
Degrees Celsius and a low of 9
All right, thank you very much. You have to be polite to them because when they do take over, if you're not nice to them. But there'll be certain people like, oh my God, I can't believe you're giving away all your secrets. And I'm like, what secrets? That I like to know what temperature it's going to be tomorrow, or that I want to make an announcement that dinner's ready to the rest of the house, or settle an argument as to how long the longest shark that it was ever caught was without having to open a computer. I'm just not that bothered. I find it remarkable, and I find it quite, I guess, concerning, but I don't really get concerned. I find it remarkable that... So what was the other one that I was talking about the other day? I was looking at... So there's several examples of this. One where my wife and I were walking along a beach in Wales, and we were talking about... I can't even remember what the subject was, but we were talking about something, and then she took a phone call from her dad, and she mentioned to him, oh, Dad, I've got this such and such. We were thinking about buying this, I don't know, purple widget. Have you ever got a purple widget? Do you know what size and shape's the best one to get? And they had a bit of a discussion about it, and then we continued walking along the beach talking about this purple widget. Got back to the hotel, and just scrolling through Facebook or whatever, every advert was for a purple widget. Now, we hadn't been around an Alexa or any other computer device, so something had decided. I hadn't browsed for it before. The only discussion that had been had on that beach, there had been no prior searches or anything like that. It was just something heard us and decided to serve us ads about that. When that's the level of it, you're like, oh, that's freaking... Now, some people would be tearing their hair out and putting on a tinfoil hat at that point. But I'm like, that is what an invasion of privacy. The adverts that they were going to show me, whether I like it or not, were about the things that I'm thinking about. It's kind of useful. That's an unpopular opinion, but it kind of is useful. If I'm thinking about a thing, how useful would it be if AI said, well, here's the best version of that thing, or here's some options and you can do some research. I've categorised, if it was a bed, here's all the beds in your area for sale and what prices they are and what sizes, and here's the firmness ratings, and this is how you work out what... That's useful. It's great. When I've already bought the thing, when I have got the purple widget, getting the ads for more purple widgets for 3 weeks after that, when they continually go down in price, yes, that's slightly galling. But it's not like... And it's not like they're stealing my money and my identity. There are rules in place for this kind of thing. Yes, you might not be happy about them, and they might not be as tight as you might think they are, but they're not stealing my identity and taking out loans in my name. They're trying to sell me shit, which they would do anyway. They're just a little bit more focused now. So, yeah. Bring it on. No, it's not quite as much bring it on as that. But it's the same sort of thing. Like, oh, Google's stealing my data. How are they? Well, they're allowed to do whatever they want with your videos. In what way? Well, they're training their AI models on it. And... isn't that good? Why is that bad? Well, they might think it's normal to fall asleep in the middle of a live stream after 7 pints of beer. Okay, more fool them. I mean, do you know what I mean? It's not like it's the... There's a step in between this and all-out world domination of AI robot engines. We're not there yet. We might be on the way to there, and then come back in 20 years and tell me, told you, Graham, this was the start of it. Fine, it probably was. But I struggle to care, I guess is what I'm saying. And it's not an age thing, it's not an industry thing, because I have this conversation regularly with people in my industry. I have people in my age group that I have this conversation with, and I realise I am an outlier with this opinion. I should probably get a job working in AI, because this is probably the attitude the people who are advancing this need to have. But I just don't care. I don't think it's that big of a deal. And I'm fine if you do, I just don't. Does that make sense? Hope that covers it. I'm kind of scared to look now, because I'm probably like, unsubscribe, you're an idiot, I can't be in your company. We'll see. Structure is for the weak. Well, no, structure is for the ordered, and it would make a much better live stream if I had some structure. I'm going to think about this. So this is Google to train its AI language learning models. Exactly, that's what they're going to use it for. To make new content. Yeah, I think this is just language. It's legal language to cover a list of eventualities. They're trying to make their AI better. If they want to do it watching this pish, yeah, go for it. It's the use of the platform and the AI services. Is it worth your loss of creator control in that area in the long run? Maybe. I don't know. And again, it goes back to I don't really care at the moment because I don't. So the loss of your creator control, that is an interesting sentence because I don't think I have that much control anyway after I click that upload button. Once you click upload or go live or whatever, it's out there. It's in the world. Someone can download it, someone can stream it, someone can change it as they do. So every day I'll go into my YouTube studio and someone will have repackaged one of my videos and sell it as their own video. I'll be like, oh yeah, 101 discus, and it's just my video with me muted in it. And I'm like, hey, it's just more of that. So if anything, it'll help with that. But I don't know. It's just, yes, I would if I was making movies and this was my baby, but it's literally me wandering about a fish room, pointing fish tanks and saying, I bought this shit off Temu. Way. I don't think I'm the target market for people that care that much. I don't know. What do you think? Tell me why I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me why I'm wrong. I'm not. It's not. This isn't something I can get adversarial about because I don't have that strong a feeling about it. So I'm happy to be wrong. It's a good discussion. It is a good point. Today's topic that isn't official or the topic, Graham does impressions and it's quite hilarious to us folks, us US folks. Is it? Do I? Am I? Me? Benjamin's been a while, so glad to be here. Well, glad to see you again. Stevie P says, I'm still unsure about it. For now, while AI creativity is cringy and easy to spot, it doesn't bother me. Ask me again in a year. That is a fair point, yeah, because I think what everyone's, or most of the people I have, the whole strawman discussion of this, it always ends up at, this is how Terminator started. So, yes, we don't want Terminator. We don't want Skynet taking over and coming and killing all the humans. But in a world where there are a few thousand decision points between the sort of AI, your chat GPTs and stuff like that, and Skynet, there's a few thousand decision points in there. So I'm kind of alright with it. I don't know. Fair, yes. Temu, discuss. Discuss, dead. Well, I don't get why Temu videos do so well. So, for those of you that don't know my last video, go and watch it. Why don't you? It was another Temu video. I had actually forgotten about it. I bought stuff off Temu weeks ago, and it arrived, and I can't really get my hands wet. That's why everything looks so manky. So I thought, I'll do the Temu video. And it's like my number one video out of my last 10 videos by some margin. It's like twice as well watched. And it's not even that good. There's no like supercuts and magical editing, and as people were saying, the audio was off. Who knows? Temu vids are like train wrecks. We all want to see what happens, be it good or bad. I think it does help that sometimes you get something which is absolute tosh, like that filter thing that I still can't figure out. Why does it exist? Who knows? Aquarium Adventures, you're that great with Temu. Even Joey is copying. Oh yeah, I did notice he'd jumped on the Temu bandwagon. Yeah, why wouldn't you? Though it makes some good stuff. Is this where Graham pops up Temu and we pick out items, or what does this mean? Hey, there's an idea. I let my stream buy products off Temu for me. That's got a good title about it. Maybe next week. Scott, hello. Cam says 100% please and thank yous needed for AI. I'm prepared for the takeover. Yeah, I am always nice to Alexa. And I always say nice things. And like when my kids are like, oh, shut up, Alexa, I'm like, be a bit nicer to her. And my biggest issue with the proper actual definition of AI isn't the crap we have now. We have people trying to guess what the robot should say, i.e. programmers. It's not AI. Well, pardon me. Terribly sorry. Now, the programs are building the models or building the interpretations for the models. So as the robots decide what to say. The newest iterations of ChatGPT, the Copilot thing, we got access at work to the proper Copilot. That is good. But every all hands call I go on at work now is it's all about generative AI, we are the future, we do this, and you're like, it's not really. It's just you've automated something. You just because you've automated something doesn't mean you get to say it's generative AI. Who knows? My computer generated voice command box goes off during Fishy Bingo when I call Axolotl. The new Google phone is AI. Everything's AI powered now. It's because everything gets to be AI. Right, anyway, sorry. I'm way behind again. Sorry, everybody. May I give some homework to the class if you really want to discuss the negative side? I mean, you can be a billionaire by raking up shark balls off the Pacific floor, but you'll also kill the one thing on the planet we know that generates oxygen in one very specific way. Yeah. Okay. Homework for you. Everyone go and Google shark balls. We did this a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? AI equals Skynet. Well, maybe. One version, one path for AI is Skynet. There are many other versions and paths where it equals a lot more mundane things. The thing that I get is it's great. I can go and get AI to write me a poem. I can get AI to write me some sonnets, a bit of literature about a sunny day. I can get AI to paint me a picture and get it to draw. I don't want it to do those things. I want to do those things. I want it to wash my dishes. I want AI to clean the toilet. I don't want more time to clean the toilet because my creative needs are met by AI. I want AI to do all the shitty jobs that I don't want to do. Only Oscars has become a member again. Or we're just saying, still an Oscar, still a member. The problem has been looking for Christmas ideas for the wife. All of a sudden, she starts seeing adverts for what I was looking at. Yeah, and that is the problem. That's the bit that is mildly annoying to me. Now, you can go in incognito mode and all that kind of thing, and that used to do the trick. But now just thinking about something seems to make it pop up as an advert. But that has an upside as well, because on a number of occasions I've been caught by, are you thinking of buying me a purple widget for my birthday? No, why dear, why would you say that? It's just because it keeps coming up on my suggested feed, and I'm sure you know, Graham, I hate purple widgets. Oh yeah, of course. Returns policy for purple widgets. Whew. No, what's happening here? I've had a nasty disease. The robots are coming to get us. Exactly, my wife knows what she's getting before I bought it. But there are benefits to that. What annoys the balls off me is things like Craft Panda or Dodo. They create videos that either don't resolve or take ages. And that's just... So AI will be getting used in that, but it'll be AI as a tool. That's like my mother-in-law came up the other week, having listened to probably 10% of a radio show saying about the Hugh Edwards scandal. For those of you who don't know, Hugh Edwards was a respected newsreader who got caught doing something very naughty. I'm not entirely sure what all the details are, but pictures were sent over WhatsApp, and that was one of the things that he got caught with. So my mother-in-law decided, that's it, I'm boycotting WhatsApp, because WhatsApp wouldn't release the pictures or something like that, or couldn't. And she didn't know exactly what the story was either. It's just that it had WhatsApp, and therefore she was no longer going to use it. Now, we used WhatsApp as for like family groups and sharing. So she's got kids all over the world, family all over the world, and we share pictures of the kids growing up, and she gets to see all that kind of stuff. And then she said, that's it, I'm no longer using that because Hugh Edwards used that to fiddle with kids or whatever. I'm like, well, one, I'm sure they're going to be devastated that you, the octogenarian old biddy, is going to stop using WhatsApp. Two, the thing she's wanted to switch to was Telegram, which at the time was also getting a bad rap because Telegram was being used to organise all the riots that was had in the UK. And like three, that's just the tool for sending those things. You can't banish the tool because somebody decided to use it in a bad way. Shall we ban the post office because people send naughty pictures through the mail? It's the same with AI. So AI building crappy videos. Like you see all those videos where it's like some guy standing next to like a 3/4 video, and it's some guy just pointing at it going, "Phew." And it's I have been on those videos. I've got one saved somewhere, where it's me ranting about something. It's me it's either my top 5 one or a previous one that was a bit like, I can't remember which it was. It was my top 5 one, let's say that. It's me ranting about, you shouldn't have a top 5 because you never know what the situation is. And there's just some Chinese guy going, but pointing at me in the corner. So he's just done that, made a video of him pointing at that, and then has used AI to get reactional videos and put hundreds of them in there. Normally it's Gordon Ramsay or someone actually famous or useful. And they're like, you ever see those videos where it's half and half of it is somebody, I don't know, making a cake or rolling out some dough or something, and the other half is the actual video. And I've done it. I found myself watching it because the actual video is interesting. Then I go, oh no, this is one of those wankers doing that wankery thing. That's people using that tool negatively. So we should be encouraging Google and YouTube and Facebook and all that to use our legitimate content to train their AI models to spot that bullshit and stop it. Okay, that was me. That's a bit of a stretch case there, but they should be using whatever tools at their means to stop that, rather than just going, oh, well, AI is bad. Everything's bad if you use it for bad things. You shouldn't. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because those videos do my head in, where, especially because they always catch me and I'm like that, scrolling through something, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's this guy. Oh, it's one of them. Gah. I'd prefer it if it at least discerned high versus low quality information and content and stole the high quality stuff. That would be good, wouldn't it? No, it will only use view counts and likes to make all your life choice. Well, and again, that's not an AI problem. That's a problem today, yesterday, a month ago, a year ago, where you can have the best knowledge in the world and best intentions and only want to share and educate and improve and lift everybody up. But if you're not any good at making videos, nobody ever sees it. So the ones who sensationalize things garner the attention, and it's like a Rolling Stone gathering moths. No, it's not. Don't know why I said that. It's like a snowball. That's what I was going for. the more it gets, the more it gets shown. So the more it gets, and the more it gets shown. A big, massive thing, and it's all bollocks. It's some twat like the king of DIY saying, "This is how you hook up a hose," and it's not. That's a problem. We need to find a fix to that. It's not banning AI, because that was a problem before AI was a thing. That's just ill thought out algorithms, or but it's not ill thought out algorithms because it's doing the job. People are watching it and people like watching it, therefore it makes money because you can sell advertising against it. It's a tweak of the system needs doing. There needs to be more of a community involvement. There needs to be more accountability, which is the word we've been thinking about recently, between the creators to say, stop doing that. That's not right. You're putting out bad information. That needs to be something that carries more weight. That if you were to give everyone a grade and say, freshwater ichthyology knows her stuff about plecos, so if she says a thing about plecos, it's probably going to be right. Catch 'em all fishing, if he says a thing about plecos, it's probably going to be bullshit. But 10 people are going to listen to freshwater ichthyology, 10 million are going to listen to catch 'em all fishing. That's the wrong way round. We should have some system that could go, no, this one wrong, this one right. Give this more of a voice. And I think it's something we're going to have to do ourselves rather than rely on the machine to do it, because the machine's goal is not to spread good information, it's to garner views and sell ad space. So we need to make this information that much better that it can compete with this, so as this can sell. That makes sense? Am I going a bit ranty? I don't know. Right, I'm miles behind. Who knew we were going to talk about AI? I wanted to talk about Cam and his guest last night because it was fantastic. What's all this? Is this the purple widget? Right now, you can ask ChatGPT why does blue light cause algae, and why is it a myth that blue light causes algae, and you'll get two different answers. That's because that's not. So that type of AI is just lazy googling. That's getting someone else to Google something for you. If I type those two sentences into Google, I'll get two different answers, and that's why your ChatGPTs are doing that kind of thing. Which is why people get scared, and I think it's rightly so that they should get scared, that when you start talking about bringing in generative AI into healthcare and things like that. Now, generally it's all about speeding up appointments or managing appointments and things like that, and the reasons behind doing the things that they're trying to do are sound. But immediately everyone jumps straight to, no, the robot will cut the wrong leg off when I go into the operating. It's not trying to do that. But there are grades of these things. Alright, sorry, I'm miles behind already. Where did we get to? Right, we do quizzes here. That's what we do. It is week 4 of the August quizzes. I need to do some live resizing. Hang on. I'll get this up in the right place ish. And then we can do that. Just talk amongst yourselves while I fanny about with this. See how close I was. Not quite. Live resizing. Oops. Oh, miles out on that side. There we go. Let me copy the link for you good people. Copy link address, find the chat, put chat just in there. A Control V is hard to do with a brace on. There you go. As always, the answers are what I say they are. There are 20 questions, 10 and 20 are wagering questions. What the points make? Prizes, eventually. So we'll do that in 5-10 minutes. Give everyone a chance to get in. Well, I can see some chats. What is Graham rambling on about? At any given time, does anyone know what Graham was rambling on about? Even Graham doesn't know what Graham's rambling on about many of the days. We got started on AI, so what I wanted to talk about was last night's live stream on Cam's stream. But we got onto AI. Zen's fault. Zen, Mandy, you put me into the job of defending AI, which isn't... That's not what I'm saying when I'm saying I don't care about these things. It's just that the whole jumping to the straw man argument of the worst possible thing that can ever happen to something, I think there's a nuance in there that we can play with. Full circle back to shark tooth balls. Right now, AI is designed to just make money and increase engagement. No. So we're missing the point again. That's not what I'm saying. AI isn't designed to do anything other than what we tell it to do. People want to make money and increase engagement and use AI as a tool to do it. They're not... AI isn't going out and doing, I'm going to get more engagement for random people that I decide. No. It's the same as you spending time working on your thumbnail will increase engagement. Is the same as you running your script through AI, an AI language model will increase engagement. It's all about you using tools to achieve a goal, and AI is another tool to achieve a goal. So if somebody somewhere really understands AI and generative AI and the programming behind it and decides, I want to wipe out humanity, that they'll use AI to wipe out humanity, and AI will get the blame. Have you ever seen that? No, that's another rabbit hole I'm going to get down. AI is what we're talking about, Jack. Hope that answers your question. The machine only does what it's told. Yes. It doesn't have a goal. The programmer wants to make the company money. Yes, exactly. That I agree with. I'm joining a bit halfway through. It's a bit confused. Right, sorry. We'll move on to that. It's about the end of humanity. Let's just leave it at that. We have 14 people in so far for the quiz. I prefer written where I can see this is where AI could fall down. So in proper, I don't know what the term is, scientific writing, where you have to cite your sources and all that kind of stuff. You can get AI to do that, but it's batshit crazy and it's all over the place. And it'll be like, because there's certain ways you're meant to cite sources, and it clearly doesn't understand them or mixes them altogether. Because citing sources is meant to be done in a very specific way depending on what model you're citing it against. And just try it. If you're into that kind of thing, try it, because it just goes crazy. It's like source, and it will name a paper, a year, an author, and then one of the things will be missing, because it's like if it's a publication date or something, and if that doesn't exist, it just goes dunno, or 12, and you're like, publication date 12? What? And then after that it just goes completely haywire. So it's probably fixed by now actually, but it was quite funny, because again I was using AI to do the sources on my son's English paper from last year. It's a funny thing. Live resizing, we love it, don't we, Jack? Right, are we getting there? I'm sorry I'm missing so many chats. The one time I get loads of people saying loads of things and I don't have time to read them all. Alright, we're up to 16 people. Let's say it's 21:40 now. As I look at it, we'll start it at 21:45. The computer says die. Now that, so I very much dancing around the edges of it, but I get to see some stuff with AI, and I'm wholly unimpressed by most of it. But there's some stuff that I'm a bit like, that is clever. The discussion was great. Yeah, so this was what I was talking about. Cam's live stream last night. It was, they had Nathan Hill on it, who I've known about for a while, but I've never spoken to him, never met him, and that was the first time I got to see him animated, shall we say. So I've read his articles, I've read things he said, I've heard things people have said about him. But he's definitely someone I would like to spend some time in the pub with. He hates YouTubers, so he probably wouldn't ever do it. But I kind of liked everything that he was saying and everything he was talking about, and the way that it was. And again, I don't want to spoil it. Go and watch it because it's worth it. It was some funny stuff, very sweary stuff, very. But I liked a lot of the things he was thinking about. So I've been chatting and exchanging emails with a few people recently about. I have this imposter syndrome thing of, I seem to have garnered an audience. I've got a lot of people that watch my videos or subscribe to my channel. I feel like I don't deserve it. What am I going to do with it? I feel I have to do something good with it, and I don't know what to do. So I've been talking with Aquarium Shed. I think I saw you here earlier tonight, and I saw your answer to today, and I do. I get it. It makes sense. So I wanted to do something where I can use my influence of whatever form it is to do good. But I didn't know what good is. I didn't know how to not let it get soured. So good becomes bad when you exclude people or include too many people or that kind of stuff. And I heard a lot of that in what Nathan was saying last night, and that there's a saying, it's something like a horse by committee is a camel, meaning that if too many people get involved in the idea when you're trying to build something or design something, it turns out completely different from the original idea. And some of the things he was saying, like saying, it was great spending time with loads of people who are really into the fish, but my god, some of them are nerds, that you spend a couple of hours talking about their fish and favourite tanks, and then you're like, so what else? Shall we go and do something else? No, I'd rather spend another 4 hours talking about it. And you're like, I get that. I bore myself with my fish sometimes. You've got to have more. And when you throw your life into it, if it is your life, where you're editing magazines or your writing is contributing to it, you miss bits because you have all these constraints around, and it's just limiting and strangling, and you want to be free, and you want to have, what was it he was talking about, punk rock journalism, but for fish. It was just, there were some very lots of comments last night that struck a chord. Anyway. You have to do an impression of Chat Insert Name for the length of this quiz. I'm not really good at impressions, so I don't know why that's come along. Are we ready? 17 players? We only want 17 people. Are we sure? Well, fine. There's 39 of you here, or 40, 37, I don't know. Keeps changing. Not seen the link, says Rebecca. Here is link. $18. I vote you do an impression of Steve Irwin the whole time. No. My, that only makes me laugh because my Australian accent. If you ever heard a radio program, you'll probably only have heard it if you're in the UK, a radio program called Cabin Pressure, where one of the characters in that, his dad is Australian, so he thinks Australian accents are genetic and always wants to do Australian accents, but can't do an Australian accent. That's my Australian accent. Do Jean-Claude Van Damme. Hey. See? Bad at accents. Right, we're up to 19 players. We're going to get ready to go. The countdown has started. So remember, 20 questions. The more points you get, the better. I think that's fairly obvious. Question 1. By what name was the fictional Lord Greystoke better known? Is it Captain Hook, Batman, Tarzan, or the Highlander? Remember, the images don't always give you the right answer, but sometimes they do. The picture is a trap, says Nabokov. Yes, the picture is a trap. Which two of you fell for? Because the actual answer is indeed Tarzan. It was Lord Greystoke. Who did we get there? We got Benjamin Fastest Finger first with 87 points. Only Owls, only Oscars, 84 points. And Nabo in third. Question 2, will I get a beer? What is the process called that establishes beneficial bacteria in a new aquarium, making it safe for fish? Is it osmoregulation, carbon filtering, aeration, or nitrogen cycling? Hopefully you all get this one. Of course you did. For beer number 2, we're going for Faith and Peach. This is a new one for me, but it's from Northern Monk, which I quite like. Hopefully I can pour this one a little bit better as well. Question 3. What type of water condition do better fish require? Brackish, cold freshwater, warm freshwater, or marine saltwater? This question was written by AI, which is why it's shit. But yeah, the software that we use for quizzing has an AI feature, which again is just the lazy Googling version of AI rather than actual intelligence. Everyone, oh, not everyone. Most people have gone for warm freshwater. And I wasn't trying to do anything too clever there. Because obviously brackish, they don't require brackish water. I'm sure they could live in it for a little while. They don't require cold water, and by cold water I was obviously meaning anything 15 degrees Celsius, negative 15 degrees Celsius and less. So yeah, it is warm freshwater. Just vague enough to piss you off. That's what I was going for, Stephen. Benjamin remains in front with only Owls, only Oscars, only, 15 points behind. Nabo stays in third. No move at the top. Right, let's go on with question number 4 then. Which of the following fish is known for its exceptional longevity, sometimes living more than 50 years in captivity? Again, this question was written by AI, which is funny to me anyway, because the last question this was about better fish, but in this one they've called them Siamese fighting fish. See? Lazy Googling. It's as if I planned this quiz. The picture is not a lie. Not this time. Ooh. Ooh. I'm just going to have to pause the quiz for a second so you can enjoy this in full HD. I live in hope that one day Northern Monk will watch this. This is Northern Monk Peach. Ooh. Okay, let's resume. Sorry about that. It was, of course, the koi, which I assume has done nothing to the rankings. Peach sounds nice, but beer, exactly, yeah. I didn't think it would go well together, but it was cheap. And it is nice. Question 5. Which car company made the first electrically starting car? And by this I mean the car that you didn't need to do a ugga dugga dugga thing with. This question was sponsored by my eldest son. Was it Cadillac, Volkswagen, Ford, or Mercedes? Nabokov definitely has to be German. Has fallen into my trap. Oh, quite the split on that one. The answer is Cadillac. It was the owner, Mr. Cadillac, I don't know, who one of his vehicles, when they used to use the crank on the front of them, it took the jaw off of one of his close friends who he'd given the car to, who then got gangrene because it was the old days and they didn't have medicine and stuff. Died, so he said, right, I'm going to fix this. So he developed the electric start for cars. What's that done to the rankings? Absolutely nothing. Oh no, Tash and Juggler. The Layton family move up into the top 3. Everyone else, let's crack on. Question 6. Oh, like the key start thing. Yes, the electric start, rather than doing it by hand. Question 6. The first pound coins featuring King Charles were released this week. Or were released this week. What is on the other side? So what's on the other side of the pound coins with Charles's face on it? Is it bees, butterflies, beetles, or beagles? Eight bees, 5 butterflies, 3 beetles, and 3 beagles. Has anyone actually seen one of these yet? Because they only came out this week. I've not seen one. Because it was bees. It's full of bees. Oh, Tash didn't copy that answer. Juggler takes the lead. Thought I'd try and show you. So that's Charles's coupon, and there you go. On the other side, he's got some bees. Question 7. When did Christopher Columbus discover America? There's lots of Native Americans going, hello. So I'm not saying he was the first person to discover America. Zenny has totally racially profiled our country and gone with beagles. Right. Well, most people think it was 1492. Because it was 1492. See, I like to throw in one for the Americans. I wouldn't have known that. But Juggler, Benjamin, Tash, Raggedy Tulip, Botty McBotty, T-Man, Only Oscars, got it right that time, Nabo, and various other people got that right. Well done. Question 8. What is the only Central American country without a Caribbean coastline, or Caribbean, if you're that way inclined? What's the only Central American country without a Caribbean coastline? Is it Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, or Honduras? What do we think? There's a few people guessing on that one, I think. But it was indeed El Salvador. Well done, Benjamin, Juggler, T-Man, and other people. Oh, I've not got the desktop audio on. Sorry, I've been doing this all the way.
Exhilarating, astounding, unimaginable.
Question 9. Which chemical compound is most commonly used to neutralise chlorine in tap water before adding it to a freshwater aquarium? Easy for me to say. Magnesium sulfate, calcium carbonate, sodium thiosulfate, or sodium bicarbonate? What do we think? So basically, your primes and safes and other dechlorinators are just fancy packages of sodium thiosulfate or thiosulfate. Zenny, you did get that right. Well done. So, 10th place is 446 points. First place is 645 points. That means it's anyone's game going into the 10th question, which is your opportunity to gamble. So have a read of the clue. Remember, you can gamble 1 point, 100 points, all your points, whatever you want. But if you don't gamble anything, you don't win anything. Question 10. It couldn't be a Jean-Claude Van Damme question, could it? I don't know, could it? Be brave, be brave. Come on, be brave, everyone. You can do it. I've trained you on Jean-Claude Van Damme. You will know this. Question 10. What is Jean-Claude Van Damme's nationality? Is he a Frenchie? Is he an American-y? Is he a Belgian-y? Or is he a Canadian? See, I'm not always trying to steal your points on the betting questions. Sometimes they're an opportunity to take the lead. Mickey doesn't know. How can you not know, Mickey? He's the muscles from somewhere. He's not the muscles from France. Well done, everybody. So it's now about how much did you gamble? Because that is the correct answer. He's the muscles from Brussels. He's from Belgium. He's a Belgian man. Juggler, T-Man, Botty McBotty make up the top 3, but not far behind is Tash. Nabo. See, still even down to the teens. It's all to play for. Well done, everyone. Question 11. What are bowline, sheet bend, bunt line hitch, and figure of 8? Are they skateboard tricks, nautical knots, breakdancing moves, or breeds of sheep? He's actually Dutch, though. No, he isn't. Shush. Because Belgians are Dutch. I'm sure Belgians would argue with you on that one, Jack. What are bowline, sheet bend, buntline, hitch, and figure of eight? Well, you mostly think they're nautical nuts, or skateboard tricks, or breakdancing moves. See, I thought they could be any of those, but they are indeed nautical nuts.
Impressive.
Well done. Top three says roughly the same.
Exhilarating.
Question 12. What tiny landlocked country lies within South Africa? Is it Eritrea, Lesotho, Malawi, or Rwanda? Lesotho? Why does that sound so familiar? Is it because it's a country within South Africa? 5 people think so, but 7 of you think Malawi is a country. Lesotho. I'm probably saying that wrong. But anyway, that's the answer. Let's
Lesotho.
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 Sorry, everyone. It's Lesotho, not Lesotho. But anyway, what has that done to the scores? Oh, the Leightons are taking 1 and 2. But only, 4 points behind is Spotty McBotty. Question 13. What is the common name for ascorbic acid? Or ascorbic acid, depending on how you pronounce it. Is it bleach? Is it vinegar? Is it vitamin C? Or is it soap? The picture is someone experiencing a different type of acid. What do we think? What do we think? 7 vinegars, 11 vitamin C's, and a soap. It's vitamin C. Who'd have thunk it? Juggler, Tash, T-Man, Nabo, Aquarium Shed, Stevie P all thunk it. Well done. Question 14. Soap is fat normally. I think soap is alkali rather than acid? I don't know. Well, if the film Fight Club is anything to go by, soap is fat, yes. Question 14. Where would you find the Ocean of Storms? The Moon, Antarctica, Russia, or the Louvre? What is the Ocean of Storms and where is it? Pure guess incoming. No, I think there's a few pure guesses. Because it is on the moon.
Surprising. Outstanding. Impressive.
Oh, the top 4 did not score. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Meaning that 5 through 8 advance. So there's like 100 points between 5th and 4th. And like 100 points between 5th and 8th, I think. So all to play for. 15. What is an eagle's nest, that's meant to say, nest called? Is it a clamber, a dray, an eyrie, or a fegat? This question was not written by AI, it was written by me, which is why it's spelled incorrectly. So this should be one for bird fans / Game of Thrones fans. Well, 2 went for clamber, 1 went for fegat. They were the answers I completely made up. A dray is squirrels, isn't it? And it is indeed an eerie or an irie. If you're Jamaican, everything will be irie. Oh, sorry to all of Jamaica. Juggler, Tash and Botty all get that one. T-Man missed it. Aquarium Shed got it. Benjamin, Stevie P and Only Owls got it. Question 16. A clamber is a climb. It is. Drays are squirrels. Yep. A fegat. Just basically I mashed the keyboard and that's what it's spelt. Question 16. Where did the game of chess originate nearly 1400 years ago? Was it India, China, Russia or England? I don't know why I still play. It just makes me progressively more sad. I'm sorry. It's meant to be fun, Mandy. You're not last. Just revel in that. I think one of my undergrad lecturers had a side study of board games, so the phylogenetics of chess and such. So that's you saying you're going to know the right answer here. Because everyone else thought it was either India, China or Russia. One person went for England. The answer is...
Unreal. Insane.
India. I did not know this. I have to be completely honest. I'd have gone with China. But it is India. Question 17. In darts, or eye darts, what does the outer ring, green, of the bullseye score? Is it 15, 25, 30 or 50? This question is sponsored by Brian. Jack, are you not playing in the quiz? Is that why you're answering all the questions in the chat? Well, most of you thought it was 25 because it's 25. Let's see who got that one right. Oh, Nabo missed out. Rebecca missed out. Brian got it in 77 seconds. Brian, why are you so slow? Question 18. What was the name of Bond villain Goldfinger's bodyguard / henchman? Was it Random Task? Was it Kung Fu? Was it Odd Job? Or was it Bish Bosh? What do we think? I was going to say bonus points if anyone knows what film Random Task is from. But I see Stevie P's already got it. Wow, almost everyone got Odd Job. And it was Odd Job. Right, we're getting to the nitty gritty now. We've got Juggler 200 points ahead of Tash, who is 100 ahead of Botty McBotty, who is 100 ahead of T-Man, who is about 50 ahead of Aquarium Shed, who's about, I don't know, maths. Penultimate question. What type of animals are pinto Halfinger, and Waller. Or Pinto, Halfinger, and Waller. Are they pigs, horses, dolphins, or eagles? Pinto isn't a breed. Where do I say it's a breed? Say what type of animal includes Pinto, Halfinger, and Waller. So 3 pigs, 2 dolphins, but 13 fish. They are all
Exhilarating. Holy cow.
horses. Right. Getting down to the final answer. I think I should probably just do a quick. Bear with me, everyone. Show you the current standings of the quiz. So you can see that, hopefully. At the moment, Juggler is ahead of Botty McBotty, who's ahead of Tash, who's ahead of Stevie P, and False Inspector in 5th. So, you know, if you need any inspiration to go for it, there's the scores, with 1 more week to go after this. Final question. Drum roll. That's not a drum roll. Press the wrong button. Drum roll. This one's for the birds. Whatever could that mean? Question 20. What colour are budgerigars in the wild? Are they brown, blue, grey, or green? Birds this time, Jack, does not mean girls. Actual birds. Jack knows it. He keeps birds. Right, go on, Jack. Tell us what is the answer. Time is up. Jack's going to tell us what the answer is. What you all thought it was this. Jack says it's green. Does Graham agree? Graham agrees. They are green in the wild. So, how have we done? Your winners are 3rd place Stevie P with 2,648. Aquarium Shed in 2nd place. A stonking comeback there, 2,978. T-Man, 3,115 points. Wow, it all changed on the last question. So first we've got Tommy, 2nd we've got Aquarium Shed, 3rd Stevie P, 4th Mickey, 5th Shadow, 6th Zenny. It all went wrong for Juggler. Tash, 0 points. Wow. Lottie Carry Day still has 500 points. You scored more than Juggler. Oh dear. The Leighton household went down hard. Oh. Ouch. Juggler got 2 questions wrong, but one of them was question 20. See? You never know what can happen. Right, it's time for Jack's favourite time of the evening. We're going to do some live spreadsheeting. Let me get that. I'll export that. See what happens with that. Open that. And then we'll open that one there. We delete this column. I could probably get AI to do this for me. Copy that. minimize that. We're on week 4. Stick that in there and paste that there and do that like that. Which means the standings are still in the lead, even though you got 0 points, is Juggler with 9,622. But all that much closer with 9,306 is Stevie P. Botty McBotty still up there. 9,000 points is a great score. 9,054. Aquarium Shed 8,198. Tash 7,910. Shadow, False Inspector, Zenny, Monerly and Crash all got some making up to do. So again, people can have 0 points next week and anyone could win it. We will never know. I think we have to do something. Zenny, have you changed your name again? Tommy, you won that, so yeah, you're not Texas Tom anymore, are you? You are. So Texas Tom has 2,225 plus that one. So you're like 5,000. Remember when I said use the same name? This is why. So Texas Tom is probably in there around our 8th or 9th. We'll do some tidying up during the week. Oh, it's tight at the top though. Any of the top 3, 4, any of the top 5 really could be in for the win. Whew. That was so fun, I've gone out of focus. I now have to sit here like a lemon until I focus. There we go, told you. Tommy's been working on his ovaries today. I read that as Tommy's been working on his ovaries today, and I thought, I blame the questions. I knew it was bloody green. I lived in Australia. Why don't you go with green then? Graham, can you do more animal questions? Yeah. I love how everyone hates this game. I'm sorry. Do you want to play the one that you really hate? We can do that next if you want. I know how much everyone loves the Eliminator. Right, we're at 22:18 my side. Let me get rid of that. Rid of that. Let me save that. Okay. Let's get the Eliminator out of the way because I know how much you all love it. So similarly, the Eliminator also has rules. There's only 10 questions. They get progressively harder. You just have to stay in. So keep getting them right and you stay in. Copy link address. Find a little bit. Jack, our only 2-time winner, says he has to go to bed. Is that because you can't cheat anymore? Who knows? Which I've won twice. You do keep mentioning that. The camera finds the fish more interesting. It's understandable. Meow. Arr. I need more coffee. I'll wait. It won't take but a quick. Sorry, that made me laugh. If there's an Eliminator, can we do it shortly? Because I need to go to bed. I've been on antibiotics all week and I feel absolutely shite. It's in. It's coming. Jack needs a t-shirt with a 2-time win. Jack got a t-shirt with his 2-time win. He got a t-shirt and a sticker. Last day at work tomorrow at the pet shop. So you don't need to concentrate for your last day of work. First day of work, yes. Last day of work. Phone it in. Right, we've got 14 of you. We're ready to go. Let's not make mincemeat out of... That's not a word. Let's not make mincemeat out of this. Let's not make a meal of it. Get you a special 2-time winner shirt if you make it 3 times. 15. Let's go. Let's go. On what popular 1990s sitcom do the characters frequently hang out at a Central Perk coffee shop? Is it Seinfeld, Friends, Frasier, or Will and Grace? No idea. How can you not know? Most of you going, wouldn't let me answer, said all the people who got it wrong. Hang on, let me check it. It says you weren't even in. Mickey's Aquarium is not a player. Right. Game's a bogey. Ignore this. Your winners are not. Whatever. Shut up. We're going to do it one more time. If it doesn't work this time, tough titty. So you all know the answer to question 1. Hang on. Clear that. Whatever. Clear crouch responses. There we go. Right. Copy link address. DYDML. 3rd place. Versus DVP. I don't know why. So we all know that Friends had the coffee shop at Central Perk. Yeah. You won't get it wrong this time. Right, 20-second count. Crash panel. Hello. On what popular 1990s sitcoms did the characters frequently hang out at a Central Perk coffee shop? We all guessed Frasier, so obviously it was Frasier. He was always drinking coffee, that guy. Sorry. Everyone thought it was Friends for some reason. Who'd have thunk it? Yes, it was. Well done, everyone. Surprisingly, you're all still in. Question 2. Here it comes. Remember, they're a bit faster, these ones. What colour is Sesame Street's Cookie Monster? Blue, green, red, or yellow? Cookies. What colour is the Cookie Monster? Blue, green, red, or yellow? Oh, one person thought green. Nobody thought green. One person thought red. Nobody thought green. You all went with blue. Because it was blue. Cafe Nervosa. That was the Frasier Cafe, wasn't it? You can fall out with some people, you know, Rebecca. I just know in my era, Friends was popular as vintage TV. How old do you think we are? Okay, only one person eliminated on that one. That was Rebecca. Ha! Sorry. You deserved that for saying that about Friends. Question 3. Are we ready? Which of these wrestling legends was born Terry Jean Bollea? The Undertaker, Randy Savage, CM Punk, or Hulk Hogan? So, which of these was born as Terry Jean Bollea? It was not The Undertaker, it was not Randy Savage, it was not CM Punk, it was, of course, Hulk Hogan. We lost a few there. Who did we lose? We lost Only Owls, Sandy, Gas Musk, Smithy, Mona Lee, Mike. Moving swiftly on to question 4. Which country has the kiwi as the national bird and symbol? Glad you see Cam popping back in. How's the quiz going? God, you might have got this one, Cam. Is the kiwi the national symbol of New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, or Papua New Guinea? Everyone going for New Zealand for some reason. 'Tis the answer. So let's move swiftly on to question number 5. What is the charge of an electron? Is it positive, negative, neutral, or a salt? A bit of high school chemistry for everyone. Oh, one person went for a salt. I like that. The charge on an electron is not a salt. It is also not positive. It is negative. So our remaining players are False Inspector, Tash, Shadow, Stevie P, Texas Tom, Juggler, and Botty McBotty. Can I see who lost out on that one? I want to know who went for assault, really. I can't tell. Salt is a compound. Assault, as in the charge was a fray. The charge was assault. The charge was burglary. That was my attempt at a joke. Sorry, everyone. Question number 6. Which famous Italian car brand started out as a tractor manufacturer? Was it Ferrari? Was it Fiat? Was it Maserati? Or was it Lamborghini? Sorry for the bad accents. What do we think? So we've got 2 Fiats and 5 Lamborghinis. It was Lamborghini. We have some notes on this one. Lamborghini would never have started making cars if it was not for a disagreement with Ferrari over the use of tractor parts in their automobiles. There's a film about it and everything. Question 7. Oh no, let's see who's still in. We've still got Tash, Shadow, Texas Tom, Juggler, and Botty McBotty. Did we lose Stevie P on a non-sports question there? That's cars and sports close. Question 7. This is where they start to get really hard. On which Nintendo game system did the Mario Kart series make its debut? Was it the Nintendo Entertainment System, NES? Was it the Super Nintendo, the Game Boy, or Nintendo 64? What do we think, people? Okay, so we've got one for Super Nintendo, one for Game Boy, and one for Nintendo 64. Sorry. One for Game Boy, and three for Nintendo 64. The eyebrow can't get any higher.
Excellent.
The answer was, of course, Super Nintendo. The Mario Kart series began its run with Super Mario Kart in 1992 for the Super Nintendo. So, we have one player left. And it's Texas Tom. Right, Texas Tom. This is.
Insane.
And
Exciting.
might even be
Electrifying.
question 8. Let's see. What ocean is the saltiest? Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, or Arctic? What do we think? He's gone for Atlantic. Douglas says, I was looking for American because they're the saltiest. The Dead Sea was not there, what with it not being an ocean. But in general, the closer to the equator you are, the less salty you are. Which is true for all oceans except for one, which is the Arctic. Because it's not that salty. The answer is the Atlantic. We move on to question number 9 because he got it right. Well done, Texas Tom. Question 9. Here we go. Starting to get a little bit harder again. Which of these words is an example of a gerund? Is it aboard, running, ouch, or rotator? What is a gerund? So Tommy's gone for rotator. Brian says that is correct, which is never a good sign. Oh yeah, I'm on big head, not small. Sorry. There we go. Tommy's gone for rotator. Brian says that's correct. It's running. A gerund is an ing verb that acts as a noun, as in, running doesn't seem that fun an activity. So close, so close. Right. As always, we'll do the 10th question just to see if anyone can answer it. Whoever can answer it fastest gets a round of applause or something. Don't get anything good. Here we go. Question 10. Which of these words derives from Old Norse and Old English that translates to turn the wrong way? Abstract, adjustment, alien, or awkward? Tommy says B. Aquarium Shed says F. That's not an that's not an answer. It's not even an option. Rebecca says awkward, and that is the correct answer. Unfortunately, there are no survivors this week. But you got to question 9, that's pretty good. Apologies for having to watch my face the whole way through that, rather than the normal stuff. But yeah, one round of applause for Tommy, everyone. Well done. no winner for the Eliminator this week because it is the hardest quiz on YouTube, apparently. Apparently I'm being challenged as to whether it's the hardest quiz on YouTube because tomorrow night Aquarium Daily hosts his Here Fishy, which starts at 7 PM tomorrow, and they've got a special extra hard quiz tomorrow. Trying to steal my thunder as the hardest quiz on FishTube, so who knows. It was indeed awkward. Brian says, I was saying correct for Atlantic. Oh, Brian's like in a Twilight Zone, he's 4 questions behind. Cam says, can you send me a message later with set... Oh, so that's probably for someone else. So what? I'm going to my parents' neighbour's party tomorrow. I'm going to my parents tomorrow. So I was meant to be going tonight, but I've stayed behind extra late just for you lot to do my quiz. So I'm visiting Scotland. So you know, anyone got any good places for me to go? On Sunday, I'll be going to Glasgow city centre. This is how life has transformed for me. Because my kids want to try a train. This is quite a weird thing for me because where I grew up in Glasgow, and there was like hundreds of train stations in Glasgow, and now I live in Sheffield. Guess how many train stations in Sheffield? In fact, I'm going to Google it just to make sure I've just not missed them all. So train stations in Glasgow were like bus stops. They were everywhere. Yeah, I'm not wrong. So where I live with my mum and dad, there was Kirkhill train station was like literally across the road, and within 10 minutes of walking, I could have walked to 3 other train stations. They were everywhere. Trains everywhere. And then I moved to Sheffield. And Sheffield is probably a similar size geographically to Glasgow, but there are 3. There are 3 train stations in the whole of Sheffield. I just don't get it. So my kids have never been on a train. So when we were up to Scotland, I thought, oh, we'll go into Glasgow because my mum and dad actually live in East Kilbride, which is just outside Glasgow. So we moved there when I was a bit older. So I'll take you into the town. We'll go around Glasgow. We'll go on a train. They were like, oh, a train? A what? A train? You know, like the chuck like Thomas. I'm like, as if it's a weird thing. So that's what we're doing. So we're going into town. So if anyone has any places I should visit in Glasgow city centre on a Sunday, let me know, because it's probably been 25 years or more since I've been in Glasgow city centre. So I imagine it's changed some. There's about a 10-second lag between the questions and the stream, but not like a 4-minute lag like what Brian was making out. The deer with wings, is that in Scotland? Haggis spotting? Train stations everywhere are dire. But there's only 3 in Sheffield, that's the thing that can get it out of it. And how many train stations in Glasgow? Let's count that up. 186 in Glasgow. Glasgow is one of the densest heavy rail networks in the United Kingdom outside of London, with 186 stations. There you go. 186 versus 3. A lot of tram stops in Sheffield. Well, there's not that many of them either. But I suppose, yeah, we do have the tram system in Sheffield. There are hidden old train stations, and most are cycle paths or walks. Yeah, there's a couple of old, like, because Sheffield's obviously famous for the steelworks and stuff. There's a couple of old train lines that used to, or still do sometimes, go to the train stations for the steelworks, and they're there, but they're not passenger trains. Never been on a train? Yeah, my kids have never been on a train, because there's only 3 train stations in Sheffield. Bring me back some Lorne sausage. Oh, yes, I'll definitely be getting some Lorne sausage. Shall we do some Buckfast on next week's stream? Next week's stream will be sponsored by Lorne Sausage and Buckfast. Isn't Sheffield Station opposite the Crucible? Not really, but it's not a million miles away. Trains are lovely. I kind of like them even when I was commuting and had to sit on the floor. The trains are not lovely. Sorry, you're wrong. Trains are horrible and ridiculously expensive. I can't. We had visitors up last weekend. Sister-in-law and boyfriend or fiance or whatever came up from London to Sheffield, so it's like 2 hours on the train, and they spent over 300 quid on train tickets. I used to go from Sheffield to London regularly on the train. Again, it's 2 hours, it's not that bad, but again, I would never have done it if it wasn't for my office paying for the tickets, because it would regularly be 300-400 quid. And you're like, how can you justify this? And the amount of times I would not get a seat, having paid, imagine paying 400 quid for a train ticket and not getting to sit down. I was livid, I tell you. Are you counting the Glasgow? No. So if you count the Glasgow Underground, you get an extra like 12 stations there. Glasgow Underground is great. For those of you that don't know, hang on. So this always makes me laugh. So, cities that are famous for their undergrounds. And here are the maps of them. So, London, Paris, New York, Glasgow. The Glasgow Underground it's literally that. It's just one big loop. That'll do. It always made me laugh. Research into Sheffield, and there would have been many more. What train stations? No trains in Nelson, but we do have the Railway Reserve Walkway, which used to be the train lines. It's funny, because when you say no trains in Nelson, I immediately think of Nelson, Lancashire, which is where the Pendle witch trials were. I had to go, what? No trains in Nelson? There is, because I've been to that train station, but Nelson in a different country. M. Lebo, nice to see you again. Gee, I did get Congo cichlids with my discus. It was not a disaster as I had feared. I'm glad. Good. Congo cichlids, Congo tetras, is that what you mean? I find trains interesting-ish. I've never been a train spotter, but there's something about them. I mean, I do like a train. I don't get train spotting, but I have known train spotters, and yeah, they're not hurting anyone. Trains are a thing. They are big, heavy engineering. I quite like them. one of my cousins, who I'll probably see at the weekend, her husband, boyfriend, partner, is a train driver, but like the old steam trains. He's like runs a charity steam, like, I don't know what it is, but he's always posting pictures about him driving a steam train. It does look cool. Congo Tetris, yes. Brian says, I dare you to drink 2 bottles of Bucky. That might be another one of those streams where I stay on all night. I'm sure I could drink 2 bottles of Bucky. I had to pay £300 back in 2019 for my masters every month. Every month. See, every month, fine. 300 quid. Still not fine. No, it's not fine. But 300 quid for a day for one ticket to get there and back. Imagine that. I remember when I started my first proper job, they offered a thing called a season ticket loan. And I was like, oh, that's awful nice. I'm offering a season ticket loan. Yeah, can I have a season ticket loan? They were like, why do you want a season ticket loan? I was like, well, it says here I'm allowed to apply for a season ticket loan, so I fancy it. And they're like, yeah, but you drive a car. I'm like, yeah, but I'd still like to get a season ticket to go and watch football. I'm like, no, you idiot. Season tickets are for train travel. So the job would give you a loan to buy your train tickets for the year. So you could buy a year's pass for the train ticket. You pay it back at 0% interest. Which is quite nice, I suppose. G, M. Lebo says, have you mixed discus fry of different ages? Yes. I have 1.5 inch with 0.75 inch, and the 1.5 inch are trying to eat them. Hopefully that stops soon. I mean, yeah, a 1.5 inch shouldn't be able to eat a 0.75 inch fish. But yes, I've had discus fry of various sizes all together in the same grow out tank with little to no issues. Obviously the bigger ones are a little bit more boisterous and have a little bit more of a chance to get to the food, but when they're that kind of size, you're kind of feeding so heavily anyway that everyone gets a chance, usually. I don't think I paid for a train ticket till I was 30. My dad used to work for the railway and my first job was with British Rail, so free travel. I hated trains. Every holiday was by train, even to Spain. I kind of fancy going on like Japan and going on the... I've immediately forgotten what it's called. The super fast train. Bullet train, that's the one. I think that'd be good as an experience. But yeah, normal trains, I'm always a bit like, don't get it. And always, my majority of my train travel is for work, and it's me going from Sheffield to London, almost always Sheffield to London. And I tend to try and book far enough in advance that I can pick a seat, and I will always pick a seat at a table so as I can do a bit of work, so I can get my laptop out and do a bit of work. But without fail, I don't think I can record even one example where this hasn't happened. Without fail, the seats on the table seats on UK trains, it's 4 seats around a table. The table is like yay big, so you can get one laptop. So you have to be first on and get your laptop open, so the other guy can't open his laptop, or else you end up like this. But without fail, every single journey at this 4-seater tiny table, I was the skinniest person at the table. How does... statistically, that cannot be true. I'd be there like... every single time I'd be like, oh, I've got on... yeah, I'll put my rucksack there because there's nobody else here. Oh, I might spread out. Oh, this is alright. Yeah, I think we've won a watch. We've got away with it. Get to the next station. 3 of the fattest bastards you've ever seen will get on, look around for a while, and I'm like, they're coming for me. And they'll be like, is this 18B? And I'm like, yeah, I'll move my bag. And then their two fat bastard friends will sit on the other side. And I'll be like, oh, for fuck's sake. Why? And it happened every single time. So I either got sat at the fat fuck table or didn't get a seat at all. You know that time when you've paid 300 quid for a ticket and you have to be there for that one, otherwise it's a free for all. You just have to kind of hope you get a... Hate it. Yes, Glasgow has an underground. Not many people know that. They do definitely have an underground. I would love if your discus tank got more airtime. Well, it's 2 hours every Friday. Oh, discus hide over in that corner where they can't be seen. There's one. London has great unis, so don't. Well, for me, people forget my undergrad and think I'm an imperial person. My undergrad, Southampton, I loved it. It was epic and ranks better now. Did I miss the quiz? You did miss the quiz, I'm sorry. Back to the 90s, 2 bottles of Bucky's, then out for the night. You know, I have a more refined palate these days. So I've been thinking about my 100,000 subscriber special. I need to be convinced of this. Like a 24, a 48, a 36, whatever. A long live stream. So I know Andrew on Aquarium Daily did his 24-hour live stream. But I'm thinking about doing I can't think of a reason why anyone would want to do this or want to watch this. But just as like a challenge, where I don't leave this room for 48 hours. So I sit in here, I have all my meals in here, I sleep in here, and it's just me nattering away. I have several cameras, I can move around the fish room. I'll do like maintenance videos, I'll do me making a video and editing a video, but all while live streaming, cleaning tanks, setting up tanks, breaking down tanks, doing projects, sleeping, everything. Just for the fun of it. Bullet Train, that was the one, yes. Am I that far behind again? I've remembered that Tropic Tank was a channel that had some weird AI narration going on last year. Not sure if they're still doing it. There was another tank, what was it? It was called... Everyone thought it was me because I commented on it once. It's like Robot something or other. I can't find it. It was like a robotic aquarium channel. It was clearly scripted and stuff and just fed through a robotic speech filter. But it was quite funny and I did enjoy watching it. See if I can find it. Talk amongst yourselves while I do this, people. Is it Robot Tank TV or something like that? This is what the 48-hour live stream would be like. Lots of me just going, what was that thing called that we wanted to look at? Durr. There. Meh. I found a new obsession, by the way. It's people fixing things on YouTube. Stez Sticks Fix. Is a man from... He seemed to be... It sounds like he's round here somewhere, but he fixes broken things with electronics, and I'm like, I could do this. This is my thing. Definitely. I think I've broken 4 or 5 different things since trying that. I'm dangerous with a soldering iron, but you know. When I opened my laptop on tables, people would ask about the topic. I used to have a thing that I would do where I would open a laptop and start working in my field. So I'm not doing anything interesting. It's usually like statements of work for, oh, this is how you do an Azure Express route. And somebody would look and go, oh, IT stuff, yeah? And I'd be like, no. And they wouldn't know what to say. It was the perfect conversation killer. Because I don't want to speak to these weirdos, obviously, these fat fuck weirdos. So they'd be like, oh, I see you're doing a design for Azure Cloud Networking. I'd be like, no. Silence for 4 hours. Brilliant. Did your table have a magic mirror? I don't know what that means. It's still really obvious at the minute, but it's the worst it will ever be, and still yeah, this is the thing I keep saying about AI as well. So we're finishing where we started off. The thing that gets me about AI and all these new technologies is if you're even remotely impressed by what's happening, even the tiniest little thing, that's quite good. This is the worst it'll ever be. It's only going to get better than this. So imagine, you kind of have to be old enough for this, but imagine the first mobile phone or cell phone if you're American. These were things that were like this size. You'd be like, to have a rotary dial on it, you'd be like, hello? No, the battery's dead, sorry. It only gets 6 minutes. That was it. It was that bad. / good. Oh, by the way, I did a trial of, or a trail round a bunch of charity shops today, so this is where the quiz questions are coming from these days. But yeah, it's just the fact that it's as good as it is, and this is the worst it'll ever be, and the speed at which things get better, blows my mind. Blows my mind. Daily stream for 3 days. I just like the idea of like some kind of marathon. Obviously nobody wants to watch me stream, so maybe like 8 AM to 8 PM every day, and then I get a break. I don't know. Just like the streak idea, not streaking. Doing a streak. Long. I don't know. It's a thing apparently amongst the youth and gamers and Twitch and stuff like that, where you do it for days on end. I just think I could get a lot done. But sorry family, I'm away for the next 3 days. Then we just all hang out in here. Sounds great to me. Sleeping many have seen. Exactly, so it's not new. Intermittent sponge baths? Well, let's not get carried away. Right. Question. I can't believe no one has noticed the head and beard trim. I have tidied up, yes. Louis or Lewis, what happened with the wrists then? I fell off a thing, is the short answer. If you're here because you've watched my other video, 2 weeks ago I fell off a conservatory. That's the short version. And broke both hands. This hand, I think, is pretty much better. This hand, no, not so much. We took a beautiful train ride in Leadville, Colorado, across the mountainsides. It was stunningly beautiful. There is an amazing pizza place there too. Sky High Pizza, I think is the name. So good. I spent some time in Colorado. I lived with 2 families and a golf pro. Yeah, they were all in Colorado. That's my overriding memory of Colorado was, wow, it's pretty epic looking. High Mountain Pizza, is that what it was called? I don't remember any pizza shops. I stayed with one family who were of Mexican descent, and they had a Mexican restaurant. And this is like my favourite memory of the whole trip. Was just him sitting there with, where in the UK you might have a bowl of apples and bananas. He had a bowl of chilies, where he was like, yeah, I'll have a chili snack. Can I have one? Yeah. That was great. Oh my god, Graham. I was born in 71. I thought that said 7-Eleven. I was born in 71. I remember phone party lines. I don't remember phone party lines. I remember lots of crossed wires and things like that, but I don't think I'm quite old. I was born in 77, so I'm a little bit younger. Isn't this your DIY? Well, this is what happens when I try DIY. I'm in Colorado. It's beautiful here. It is. That's my overriding my overriding memory of Colorado was epic. Was the word that stuck in my head. Everything was epic. Everything was like, oh wow. Everything was really hot, really crisp days that you could start out in shorts and t-shirt, go for a drive, be up in the mountains, and be in 6 feet of snow. It was, yeah. I did like it. Colorado's one of our favourite, more local vacation spots. I'm in Texas. Isn't Texas miles away from Colorado? So that's where I show my naivety. I always thought Colorado was quite north. No, it's more central, I suppose. Oh yeah, there's only that little stupid bit of Oklahoma that's separating Texas and Colorado. I remember party lines. I remember only dialing 4 numbers to get anyone. Yeah, I remember that as well. I do remember that. I remember our phone number in our house being 7922. So 641 7922, and you only had to dial 7922 from anywhere in the whole of the 641 region. Nowadays, nobody knows what even their own. All my kids, I'm like, "What's your phone number?" They're like, "I don't know." How can you not know your own phone number? I'd love to visit Scotland. Well, we're only a plane ride away. I'm sure you could figure it out. Tell us more about you, us newbies. What do you do for work out of YouTube? I'm assuming you do something. No, this pays the bills. I'm a famous YouTuber. No, I'm not. I work in boring IT. I do IT stuff, and yeah, it's soul destroying, but you know, it pays the bills. Other than that, every Friday we come here, we hang out, we do quizzes. You've missed the quizzes. We're about to hang up, as they say. But we do quizzes and normal nonsense on a Friday night. But yeah, outside of that, I have my family, and yeah, boring IT work. That's what you want. Colorado's an 8 to 12 hour drive from me. Really? Oh yeah. Kind of makes sense. That's my local range. There are places in Texas I can't get to in 8 hours. Yeah, I'm worrying about. I'm not worrying about it, but I'm facing a big drive tomorrow from Sheffield, Scotland. 5 hours in the car. Fun times. It's just north of the Panhandle. Is that what you call the stupid bit of Oklahoma? Ah, yeah, that makes sense. The Panhandle. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about. Texas, Colorado, stupid bit of Oklahoma. Surely Oklahoma should stop there and that should just be Texas. No? It does look like a panhandle though. With kids or without? No, whole family, everyone's going. Don't rob me. Oh, done a thing. Sorry, I'm on the wrong page. So this is my big drive tomorrow from where's Sheffield gone? Why are we not showing Sheffield these days? Anyway, it's about here. I'm going to drive all the way up there and then go, nope, that way, and then go all the way up here to East Kilbride. So that's my day tomorrow. I've forgotten you like to hurt yourself. It's not that bad. They'll all have their phones and their headphones. It'll be fine. It amazes me the states are divided by straight lines. It is. It's like, so these are our counties roughly divided by squiggly lines all over the place, which is based on 1,000-year-old disputes. Whereas America's just like, yep, we'll do that. Just have a big square. That you can be that square. You can be that square. Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it? Louis or Lewis is down in Norwich. If you know that, yes. It's a few. I seem to be quite popular in Norwich. The Norfolk Massive. There we go. There's Norwich, stuck out in the stupid bit of England. So yes, this is where I came from. I'm from Glasgow, moved to East Kilbride with my mum and dad, and then I took my big break and moved to the big smoke of London to find my fortune and do everything. It turned out it was actually it wasn't London. They told me it was London, but it was, where is it? It was a place with some stupid roundabouts. Anyway, it was around about here somewhere. And I was very disappointed when I got there and went, this isn't London. So I did a year's contracting just outside of London. And then I thought, I need to get back home. And the only job I could find was in Sheffield. So I took a 6-month contract in Sheffield. 22 years ago. And I'm still here now. The only reason for taking that job was, Sheffield, that's about halfway home. between London and Glasgow. Who knew? Banning slavery above a certain latitude is the reason for the panhandle. I shall need to do a little bit more investigation. Where in London? I didn't live in London. That's the whole thing. Roundabouts, Milton Keynes. No, it's one of 2 locations that has a magic roundabout. See if that gives you a clue. Yeah, so this was literally when I was I think I was 21, and I worked on a certain type of mainframe computer which was dying. I knew it was dying, and I got offered a contract in London to go down and take out this mainframe computer, but I would also be able to learn lots of different other types of computers, and this would be a big career move for me, and just living in London is the place to be. And I was like, yeah, okay then, I'll do it. I went down, and it turned out to be Hemel Hempstead, which is not in London. It's London adjacent, but it's not in London. It's a nothing town. That's all I can say about it. It was a nothing town. So I stayed there for a year, and then sodded off. Hemel Hempstead, that's right, Lewis. That's where we ended up. What are your blue dots? I think these are subscriber locations. Live stream viewers. I think these are all the... If you tell me where you're from, I add it to my live stream viewer location map, and we can see where everyone's from. So we've got Sweden, a Germany, an Amsterdam, a Dutch person, a few Americans, 1 token Canadian. Yeah, so that was the whole thing. That we've got 1 in South Africa, we've got a couple in Australia, a couple in New Zealand. Still waiting for my first Russian. But yeah, that's what it is. Right, I'm over time, people. I'm sorry, I'm crashing into someone else's stream now. Thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Hope you have some fun, whatever you're doing. But I will be driving to Scotland tomorrow and hanging out with my family, so that'll be fun. Is anyone else streaming? Probably, but I must not go over tonight. I must go to bed because I have to drive in the morning. So with that, I will bid you all adieu and good evening, and we'll see you in the next one, which will be next Friday, the culmination of the quiz. So you never know, everyone can lose everything, and anyone could be a winner. But for now, thank you very much for joining me. See you next week. Bye.